As dawn breaks over the vibrant city of Manila, the city's usual hum is interrupted by a single, jarring headline that flashes across every screen. Philippine universities plummet in global rankings. The news is impossible to ignore, dominating conversations and casting a shadow over the city's morning routine. The story spreads like wildfire, on television sets in cramped living rooms, in the hands of jeepney passengers scrolling through their phones, and across social media feeds that light up with shock and disbelief. Within hours, the entire nation is abuzz, united in a collective sense of alarm and confusion. In homes like the Reyes families, the news hits especially hard. For years, they've dreamed of sending their children to the country's top universities, believing it to be the surest path to a brighter future. Now those dreams suddenly feel uncertain, as if the ground beneath them has shifted. Maria, a top student, in her graduating class, stares at her phone in disbelief. She's worked tirelessly for years, hoping to earn a spot at a prestigious university. Now she wonders if her hard work will still open the doors she's always imagined. Or if her future is now at risk. Across campuses nationwide, students and professors gather in hushed groups, their faces etched with worry. They search for answers, trying to make sense of what the rankings mean for their institutions, their reputations, and their futures. The pride that once filled these halls is shaken. Where there was once confidence, now there is anxiety and doubt. Professors question the value of their work, while students wonder if their degrees will still carry the same weight. The rankings, once seen as distant numbers in a report, have suddenly become a national crisis. News anchors dissect the results, experts debate their meaning, and everyone is left searching for explanations. In cafes, offices, and parks, conversations everywhere turn to the same urgent question: what went wrong? How could institutions that once inspired so much pride fall so far, so fast? For millions of Filipinos, the drop in rankings feels deeply personal. It's more than just a number. It's a blow to national pride, and a challenge to the country's identity as a nation that values education and progress. The story isn't just about statistics or international comparisons. It's about the Filipino dream, the belief that education is the key to a better life, to lifting families out of poverty, and to building a stronger nation. For many, that dream now feels threatened, but not extinguished. As the day unfolds, the initial shock deepens into a pressing, almost existential question: who decides what makes a university great? Is it the rankings, or something more? Are these rankings truly telling the whole story, or are they just one side of a much larger, more complex picture? Skepticism grows as people begin to question the criteria and the motives behind the numbers. The nation waits, anxious and defiant, for answers. Outside university gates and in public spaces, crowds gather, united by a shared sense of uncertainty and a determination to understand what comes next. The debate has only just begun. Across the country, voices rise in passionate discussion, determined to defend the value of Philippine education and to chart a new path forward, one that honors both tradition and the hope for a brighter future. In the Philippines, a university's rank is more than a statistic. It's a symbol of hope. Families sacrifice everything for a shot at a top school, believing it's the key to a better life. When rankings fall, it feels like a betrayal of years of hard work. Students question if their dreams and their degrees are now worth less. The pressure is immense, with status and family pride on the line. A single number can spark national shame, fueling doubts about the country's future. The obsession with rankings shapes youth ambitions, pushing them to chase foreign validation. Local pride fades as global standards take over. The weight of this number can crush dreams and redirect an entire generation's path. But is this the only way to measure success? Where do these rankings come from? When you see a university's position on a global list, have you ever wondered who decides these numbers and what goes on behind the scenes? The answer might surprise you. These rankings don't emerge from a neutral, international council of educators. Instead, they originate from private companies, headquartered in major financial centers like London and New York, far from the campuses they judge. Firms such as QS and Times Higher Education have transformed the business of ranking universities into a global industry, generating millions in revenue each year. Their glossy reports and influential lists are the result of a carefully crafted process. These companies gather vast amounts of data, conduct international surveys, and offer consulting services to universities desperate to improve their standing. For many institutions, climbing the rankings is seen as essential for attracting students, funding, and prestige. The reach of these rankings is enormous. Their influence stretches across continents, shaping decisions worth billions of dollars, from government funding to student choices and faculty recruitment. But the criteria used to judge universities are not set by a global consensus. Instead, they are chosen by these companies themselves, reflecting their own priorities and perspectives. As a result, universities around the world pour resources into meeting these standards, sometimes at the expense of local needs, fueling a cycle of anxiety, competition, and profit for the ranking firms. This concentration of power in a handful of Western companies raises a critical question. Can organizations based in London or New York truly understand and fairly judge the unique challenges and strengths of universities in places like Manila or Nairobi? Their perspective is inevitably shaped by their own cultural and economic context, not by the realities on the ground in the countries they rank. This disconnect can lead to misunderstandings and misrepresentations. Ranking such diverse institutions on a single standardized scale is not only controversial, it's increasingly being challenged by educators, students, and policymakers who question its fairness and relevance. The rules of this global game are set by outsiders, but the consequences are felt most deeply at the local level, affecting students, teachers, and communities in every corner of the world. So, as universities chase higher rankings, it's worth asking, who really benefits from this system, and who might be left behind? Are global rankings fair, or are they biased toward Western universities? Much of a school's score depends on international reputation and English language research. This favors old, wealthy institutions in the US and UK, sidelining universities focused on local needs. The system rewards a narrow model, large, research-heavy, and globally oriented. It ignores resource gaps, expecting universities in developing nations to compete on unequal terms. The result? A global hierarchy that perpetuates Western dominance and intellectual colonialism. For countries like the Philippines, the deck is stacked, often unintentionally, but undeniably. The rules were written elsewhere, but the consequences are felt at home. Rankings don't just affect families, they shape the very direction of national policy and the future of education in the Philippines. What might seem like a simple number on a list can ripple outwards, influencing decisions at the highest levels of government. When a university's rank drops, it's not just a blow to its reputation. It often triggers swift government action, with officials scrambling to adjust policies and shift funding in hopes of climbing back up the global ladder. Resources are reallocated, and new initiatives are launched, all in pursuit of higher scores. Universities, feeling the pressure from above, are pushed to hire more international faculty and prioritize research that will be published in prestigious global journals. This often means that local issues and community needs are sidelined, as the focus shifts to what will impress international ranking bodies. The entire education system twists and contorts itself to meet the expectations of external judges. Teachers and administrators find themselves buried in paperwork and performance metrics, sometimes at the expense of addressing the real needs of students and communities. For students and parents, these rankings become a compass for life-changing decisions. Many choose to study or work abroad, believing that international validation is the key to success. This fuels a brain drain, as talented young Filipinos seek opportunities elsewhere, hoping to find recognition that they feel is lacking at home. The cycle is self-reinforcing. Rankings pressure governments, who in turn pressure universities, who then chase the rankings even harder. Each link in the chain is driven by the desire to move up the list, often losing sight of deeper goals. In the process, the original mission of universities, to educate, to inspire, and to serve the nation, can get lost amid the scramble for higher scores and international approval. The pursuit of rank becomes the goal itself, overshadowing the pursuit of genuine excellence, innovation, and service to society. The system bends and reshapes itself to fit outside standards, risking the loss of its true purpose and unique identity. The values and needs of the local community are often left behind. In the end, we must ask, who is the university really serving? Is it the global ranking agencies, or the people and future of the Philippines? Global rankings miss what truly matters in the Philippines. They don't measure nation building, community engagement, or life-changing local innovations. Universities that develop drought-resistant rice or provide legal aid to the poor go unrecognized. Preserving indigenous culture or supporting small farmers doesn't earn points on a global list. The rankings' narrow focus distorts what excellence means. Philippine universities face a false choice: chase metrics or serve their people. True greatness isn't always visible to outsiders. Beyond the rankings, Philippine universities are quietly transforming lives. At UP Los Baños, scientists help farmers feed the nation with climate-resilient crops. Silliman University leads marine conservation, working with communities to protect coral reefs. Ateneo de Manila champions social justice, providing legal aid and shaping future leaders. These achievements rarely make global headlines, but their impact is profound. From Mindanao to remote provinces, universities are engines of nation-building. Their success isn't measured in citations but in lives changed. These are the stories that deserve to be celebrated. At the heart of the debate is a question: whose standard of excellence matters? Western rankings favor a single model, sidelining other forms of knowledge and missions. Why should a standard from London define success in Manila? A truly excellent Philippine university serves its people, solves local problems, and celebrates its culture. International collaboration is vital, but it should be a partnership, not blind imitation. Chasing foreign approval risks losing identity and purpose. The Philippines must set its own standards, rooted in its own values. Excellence should be defined at home. The way forward is to build a Filipino standard for Filipino universities, move beyond global rankings, create a national system that values community impact, social progress, and local innovation. Measure success by lives improved, not just papers published. Celebrate diverse missions and reward teaching, nation-building, and real-world solutions. This will require courage and collaboration from all sectors. True excellence is about impact, not imitation. The goal: universities that are world-class for the Philippines. The greatest reward is reclaiming the mission to serve the nation.